So now we're doing TryHackMe, pre-security, how the web works, how websites work, task 2, HTML. All right. So websites are primarily created using HTML to build websites and define their structure, as we know. CSS to make websites look presentable by adding styling options, and also JavaScript to implement complex features on page using interactivity, okay? So we've got HyperText Markup Language, or HTML, which is the language websites are written in. Elements, also known as tags, are the building blocks of HTML pages, and they tell the browser how to display content. The code snippet below shows a simple HTML document, and the structure of which is the same for every website, basically, all right? And we've seen this plenty of times before. Let's go over the stuff here so I don't have to go over it twice. So the HTML structure, as shown on the screenshot, has the following components. We got the DOCTYPE HTML right here, right? And that defines that the page is an HTML5 document. This helps with the standardization across different browsers and tells the browser to use HTML5 to interpret the page, all right? So this is just going to tell the browser that we're using HTML5. I've never used anything else, but there might be other things. The HTML element is the root element of the HTML page. So we're talking about this here, this opening tag, and this closing tag, all right? All other elements come after this element, or I would say they belong inside the element, because you have to have the opening and closing. Remember, I mean, if you've never done HTML before, basically it's like a container. Like this is a container that contains all this stuff. This head contains this stuff. This body contains this stuff. H1 contains this text. P contains this text. And that's basically how that works, right? So we've got, what did I say? The head contains information about the page, such as the title. So yeah, the head's got the title inside of it. The body, this element defines the HTML document's body, and the only content inside the body, only content inside the body is shown in the browser. So this body container has this stuff in here. So the title would be like this thing right here. The H1, that's the element that defines a larger heading. This would be something like an H1 here. And then the P is like a paragraph, right? It defines a paragraph. So this stuff, all this stuff inside of here, except for this image, is usually inside of P tags, right? This stuff's inside of a list right here, but this is probably inside of a P, and this is inside of a P probably. Who knows? We could check it, but who cares? All right, so there are many other elements or tags used for different purposes. For example, there are tags for buttons, like this button tag, and images, like this image tag, which lists and so much more. So this would be like a list right here. Probably an unordered list, since it doesn't have numbers, it has bullets. All right. So tags can contain attributes such as the class attribute, which can be used to style an element. For example, making the tag a different color. So if we say P class bold text, anything with this class that says bold text will be, when we define it in the CSS, which if you don't know what's going on with CSS, then, I don't know how to explain it. But if we define this in CSS and say anything that has the class of bold text has bold, it'll turn everything bold. But if you don't know about this stuff, best thing, just go over to Free Code Camp and just go through that, because it'll tell you exactly what to do. Or the SRC, the source attribute, which is used on images to specify the location of an image. So we've got the image with the source of image cat.jpg. And another thing, images, they don't have closing tags, but Ps do have closing tags. So it's a whole thing. Best thing to do if you want to learn HTML, go to Free Code Camp, all right? An element can have multiple attributes, each with its own unique purpose. For example, attribute 1 inside this P tag has value 1, attribute 2 has value 2. And I don't really know how to go over that, but whatever. Anyway, so elements can also have an ID attribute. So this P has an ID of example, which is unique to the element. So classes, you can put this class in any tag you want. We could put this class in the image. It wouldn't do anything, but we could do it. And it would try to do it to the image. But with this ID, it's completely unique. The only thing that will be example is this particular p tag right here. If we have other p tags, they won't have the same ID, right? Unlike the class attribute, where multiple elements can use the same class, an element must have different IDs to identify them uniquely. True. All right, so element IDs are used for styling and to identify it by JavaScript. So yeah, if we want to target anything with this, if we want to target this one using CSS, we would say ID example and then do the CSS. I forgot how CSS goes. I mean, I have to get a refresher, but that's basically it. We target the ID example and it would only do it to this one. And if it was JavaScript, say like light this up, like how this lights up here, we would target the ID right there, right? And this is JavaScript right here that makes this thing light up. So we can view the HTML of any website by right-clicking and selecting View Page Source on Chrome or Show Page Source on Safari. So if we go to View Page Source, it'll open this thing up, and you can see this thing is super long because it's got a ton of HTML on this page, all right? So let's answer the questions below. So we're going to play with some HTML. First, we'll click the View Site button inside the task, and then on the right-hand side, we should see a box that renders HTML. If we enter some HTML into the box and click the green Render HTML Code button, it will render our HTML on the page, and we should see an image of some cats. All right? So yeah, let's click this. And right here, they're talking about this HTML. If we render the HTML, let's see what it does. TryHackMe. So it doesn't have the title, but here's the cat website. This is the H1 right here. See the images of all my cats. So that's this text right here in the what is the thing called? The paragraph. And then as you can see, the images, they don't have closing tags because they don't need them. And here's this one here, but this one's broken right here because of a reason. We'll see in a second. All right, so let's go back down here and let's click complete on that one because it's good. All right, so one of the images on the cat website is broken. We're going to fix it. And then the image will reveal the hidden text answer, right? So since this is broken, we need to fix it. And as we can see here, it doesn't have the JPEG extension. So let's just do JPG like that, render it. And there's another cat right there. And we'll type in HTML hero right here, HTML hero, and submit it. Take your time. All right. So now we're going to add a dog image. Shut up. So now we're going to add a dog image to the page by adding another image tag on line 11. So this one right here where it says add dog image here. The dog image location is image/dog.png, right? So let's do this. Let's go from the end of 10 to the end of 9. Let's hold that down and select it all. Press Control-C, then select all of 11 and the end of 10 and press Control-V. Now we got this, and let's change it to dog1.png, all right? Just like this, and let's render it. And we can see we got another dog right here. Dog HTML thusly, right? And another thing, basically what this is, like, this is going to be the image folder in wherever the whatever server's holding the code for the HTML. Like, it's not going to be on your own computer. You're going to get cPanel or something like that, and cPanel is going to hold all your files for you, and then it's going to upload the images from cPanel. Like, you're not just going to upload them from your computer. That would be such a crazy high security risk for your own computer. Plus, you don't want people accessing your stuff from your computer. It's crazy. Anyway, so there's that. Let's close this up. All right. So now we're on to task 3 JavaScript, and we'll see you next time.